Howdy YouTubers, this is Tyler, or TC if you prefer, and today I will be choosing my picks for the second week of the 2013 NFL season. So now, on from last week, I believe that I was about 50-50 for all 16 games, so far, so okay. So, hopefully, I'll do a little bit better this week with picking. And so, yeah. Um, so, first of all, key matchups. First one that I see is the Thursday night football game between the Jets and the Patriots. Now, I was supposed to go to this one since I do live in Connecticut and I kind of live, I should say I really live near Massachusetts, but I kind of live near Massachusetts. So, yeah. Um, So obviously, we all know this rivalry. This rivalry's been heated for decades and all that, and so this will be no different. This is just another one of those beat 'em up. Hopefully, though, the Jets don't get blown out, and Geno Smith does not run into the backside of his offensive line like a certain other Jets quarterback did just last Thanksgiving. Who could that be? Oh, I don't know, maybe Mark Sanchez, but he's not playing. He's hurt. So, yeah, hopefully we see another interesting game. Brady's without his top receivers. Amendola's supposed to be out this week, so that leaves him pretty much with a bunch of new guys. And the Jets are, I guess you could say they're primed for an upset in this, but I don't think they will do that, unfortunately. Whoops, not supposed to be biased. So, but I'll give this one to the Patriots with the score of 35-14. Yeah, I don't know. That's possible. No, I'll go so far as 35-24. So that's that. Another key matchup for the Sunday's game. First one is the Broncos versus the Giants. Now, it's no secret. It's Peyton Manning versus Eli Manning, round 3. Manning Bowl number 3. So obviously Peyton Manning, he's 2-0 against his brother, although both of those ones came when he was on the Indianapolis Colts, for those that don't know. And so this is going to be no different. I'll tell you what, judging on the Broncos schedule, if they can overcome a few, like the Patriots and like the Texans and maybe one other team, we could be looking at an unbeaten team this year. Because after last week's win over Baltimore, I'm kind of convinced that Peyton Manning and company can go unbeaten in the regular season at least. But who knows? Maybe I mean, 7 touchdowns in one game. Who does that? I was impressed, but I was also kind of not too thrilled with that. 'Cause I'm not really the biggest fan of running up the score, especially if you're just passing the ball like that. But yeah, this game, I don't think Manning will toss 7 touchdowns in it like he did against over what's it called, Baltimore. Even though the Giants D is not looking too great after their loss to the Cowboys the other night. I mean, it was a close game, don't get me wrong, but they were not looking that sharp. Neither was their offense. So I give this one to the Broncos. It will be a it will be 42-30. I'll give it that. 42-30. Manning doesn't toss 6 touchdowns though. He'll probably toss like maybe 4 or 5. At the least 3. So yeah, that's that game. And then our final key matchup of this week is the 49ers and Seahawks. Now, this is starting to turn into one of the hottest rivalries in the NFL today. You got 2 great dual threat quarterbacks in Kaepernick and Russell Wilson, and their defenses are really, really good. Although last time these two met in Seattle, yeah, Seattle kind of blew the 49ers out of their own building, 42-13 if I remember correctly. That was also on Sunday Night Football, but that was like week 15 last year. That I did not expect. So for this game, I actually do think Seattle will pick up the victory over the 49ers, but not by as much. I think it will be a shootout, nonetheless. It will be 49-42. They get that one extra touchdown. A great game all throughout. Russell Wilson tosses a game-winning touchdown in the game. I don't know what happens after that. So that's my prediction on those. Those are the three key matchups of this week, in my personal opinion. Now let's go down the list. We got the Panthers and the Bills. That's a tough one actually, because I think the Panthers are a little bit underrated, and they're about at the same level as the Bills, or the Bills are at the same level as them. Both Cam Newton and EJ Manuel, they were good this past week. They weren't terrible by any means, but I will give this one actually to Buffalo. Close game though. Next game, Browns Ravens. You even need to ask Baltimore. I'm sorry, Browns, but your team is not good. Vikings Bears. I know I was a little bit wrong on the whole Detroit Minnesota game last week, so I unfortunately will have to give this one to the Bears. Sadly, they'll be 2-0 in the division. Cowboys Chiefs. Chiefs, even though they kicked the crud out of a bad team last week, Alex Smith was looking really good. I'll give it to the Chiefs on this one. Redskins Packers. I think the Packers, they're hungry. That's my team, obviously. I think they're hungry this week. They're going to get it done against RG3, who was looking okay against Philly on Monday, but nah, he could have done better. Texans and Titans. Titans really surprised me last week when they practically blew the Steelers out 16-2, even though they scored a touchdown. The Steelers scored a touchdown with like 2 minutes ago or something like that. But the Texans led a pretty good comeback against the Chargers this week, so I'll give my nod to the Texans on this one. Dolphins Colts. Ooh, Andrew Luck versus Ryan Tannehill, round 2. They had a great game last year where Luck ended up breaking the rookie passing yards in a single game. So this one, it's at the Colts. I'm going to give this one to Andrew Luck and the Colts. Pretty good. Chargers Eagles. We got to go with the Eagles. The Eagles really impressed the heck out of me this week. They showed that they could possibly be the division winners in the NFC East, and that maybe they could be the powerhouse this year. They can run with the Packers, the Seahawks, the 49ers, the Falcons. So, but time will tell. Time will tell. Rams Falcons. No brainer on this one. It's going to be the Falcons. They're also going to be pretty hungry after their loss to the Saints last week. Got stuffed at the goal, or rather batted down at the goal line. So, yeah, Falcons over the Rams. Cardinals versus Lions. Oh, God. The Lions. I might have to eat my words on this, but I will give it to the Cardinals this week because they looked very promising, like very improved. Saints Bucks. Buccaneers, I'm sorry, they're just not that great. Give it to the Saints. Jaguars Raiders. Ooh, another matchup of bad teams. This one goes to the Raiders though because the Jaguars. No Jaguars. It's the Raiders. Terrell Pryor, or whoever's quarterbacking for them, gets the win. And finally, the Monday night game, the Steelers and the Bengals. Well, the Steelers were looking pretty unimpressive last week, and they're showing signs of age and all that stuff. The Bengals still have youth. And they almost beat the Bears last week. And since the Bengals are the home team in this, I will give this to them for this week. So, those are my predictions. Comment if you want. Like this, dislike it. I don't care what you do. Yeah, that's pretty much it. So, see ya.